Good morning, everyone, or good afternoon, whatever it is, wherever you are around the world. We welcome you to High Five Live today, and we are grateful for this opportunity to be with you. And we would love it if you let us know where you are watching from in the comments.
Now, if you want the spirit of Christmas, if you want to feel that beautiful gift of giving, if you want to understand how you can do this for wherever you are, whatever you want, today is the day, because Karl Cheney is with us, and he is the director of the Giving Machine Initiative,
well,
or
like
whatever
the
we call
world,
it.
giving trees,
That's
right?
it. We'll call it that. Let's tell you a little about Karl, and then we'll get started. Giving
Machines. And he's going to explain all that. It's the best. We're so grateful that he's here to set us all straight on how this goes and how it's going. And he travels all over the world. In fact, he just came in this morning to do this for us.
So Karl has been involved in advertising and that agency for over 40 years. I mean, lots of experience globally, huge initiative contracts, massive companies. But as he sold his company and retired, he started to work for the missionary department in 2019. And we are all so grateful, because he took this wonderful fledgling beginning project to a global initiative that is overwhelmingly effective and efficient and involving people everywhere. Such a thrilling thing. He married Diane Christiansen and has 2 sons and 2 daughters, and has 7 wonderful, adorable grandchildren.
With one on the way.
And we love that, because being in the grandparent club is one of the best things you can possibly do.
Right?
We love it so much. So we've asked him today to come and talk about this most amazing effort that's going on
and
worldwide.
How it's grown. Giving Machines just started, I don't know, was it?
In the U.S. with a few machines, and now explosion. Let's talk about that. Karl, tell us about this wonderful effort you're heading up.
Well, I'll try and be brief, but in 2016, the church launched the Light the World initiative. And the initiative was, it began with, what can you do? Do something every day that is kind. And if you remember back then, we would produce a calendar.
Oh, yeah.
It was like, on December 1st, do this, it's like an Advent calendar, do that, do all these little things. So that began in 2016. In 2017, the charge came from church leadership. All right, so we've got this Light the World started. What more can we do? What else can we do? How can we help people do good, in an even easier way? Is there something? And like all good ideas, brainstorm sessions occurred. And, you don't ever throw anything out in a brainstorm session.
No.
And I wasn't there at the time, but the rumor has it that someone threw out an idea. Oh, wouldn't it be great if we could, help people as easy as, going to a vending machine? And
like, whoa!
And, I wasn't there, so I can't say how well or it was or wasn't, received. But anyway, with that spark of an idea, it started to grow. In 2017, the missionary department put a couple of machines on the street in New York City, just almost as a gimmick to see, would anybody come and purchase a literal jump rope out of a machine, or a bottle of water. And these were actual items that were stocked in the machines. Would anybody do that? And we found that people were. And so we then brought that idea back to Salt Lake, and opened up, I think, purchased 3 or 4 old vending machines and retrofitted them and put them in the Joseph Smith building. Put them in the Joseph Smith building. And before the setup had occurred, when everybody was still wondering, do we have anything here? There was quite a line that had formed for people to want to come and participate.
Yeah, we were in it.
Oh, were you?
At one point.
So at that point, as the story goes, people thought, oh, all right, we know that we're onto something. So in 2017, we were in one city, which is Salt Lake, one location, and about $500,000 was raised in the course of 5 weeks or thereabouts. Now, I don't really focus on on dollars at all with this initiative, but I'm just throw that out to give a little bit of context. The following year, they increased the number of locations to 5 cities in 2018. And then in 2019, when I came on board, we were at 10 cities. Honestly, I don't know that anybody really thought that we were going to do much more than that. But COVID hit in 2020, and I came on to assist in 2019 to assist in seasonal initiatives, so Christmas and Easter and those kinds of things.
Yeah.
And so kind of by default, I started taking this Giving Machine initiative, which was really, in infancy. So I kind of took that on and again, by default, kind of became, the person who's kind of running this.
The Giving Machine guru.
Yeah, well, I didn't think I was then or now, but but at any rate, to make a real long historical scenario short, I'll just say that COVID kind of, it did a number on a lot of us, and we weren't able to do anything in 2020, and in 2021, I'm not sure that church leadership was too interested in going back to this because we'd been away for a year, and but with some prodding and some encouragement, I said, just give me one more year, give me this year, and let's see what we can do. And I'm grateful that they did that. So we only went to 10 cities again in 2021, and they could only be in the U.S. We couldn't do worldwide because, again, we were coming out of COVID. And from there, it's just exploded. And in 22, we added, 15 cities or 18 cities. And then we added another 40 cities the next year and another 40 cities the next year. And so this year, we are at 126 cities around the world in 21 countries on 6 continents. So the only inhabitants of the earth that we're not talking to are penguins.
Oh my God.
We'll work on that next year.
So anyway, that's the story. This year we opened up many new countries. First time in Japan, first time in Thailand, first time in South America. We've got machines in Chile and Argentina and Brazil. We have machines for the first time in Austria, in Vienna, in Rome will launch on Monday.
Wow.
And Barcelona, Spain launched this last week. I've even got machines. This is the second year to have machines in Nairobi, Kenya, which is really amazing. I've been to Nairobi a couple of times, and I was there more to film stories of recipients receiving these. But as I was there, I thought, wouldn't it be great to have machines here so that people are giving to people, the same, their neighbors and all of that. We've got machines in the Philippines and New Zealand and Australia and Mexico and all throughout Central America, in England and Canada, and then of course throughout the United States. Hong Kong was we opened Hong Kong last year, and we're there again this year. So that's a lot of information that's probably not very interesting, but
so amazing.
But it is really amazing. I was in Tokyo a week ago for the launch of the machines there, and within 1 week, and this is as of a few days ago that I looked at these statistics, but within a week, and we're not even in that great of a location, but roughly 1,000 people have come and participated at the Giving Machine in Tokyo. This is a country where 1% of the population is Christian. It's a country where the church, although we have multiple temples, either opened or announced, missionary work is going slow, and the church is looked at, as President Hinckley would say, with some suspicion, and so this is becoming, I think, a real great opportunity for the church to become more accepted and more open, and people to be aware.
That's so great. Share with some stories about this wonderful. I mean, we could go on for a while on this.
We could. I know I'd bore you and your audience to death.
Never.
Oh, never. It's amazing. We love it.
Let me just say that when somebody goes up to a machine and donates an item, any item, it doesn't matter what it is, people on both sides of that glass door are benefiting. And that's key. What also is key is to know that whatever it is that you're donating, whether it be a soccer ball or a baby blanket or a chicken or a hygiene kit, or it doesn't matter, the impact, the ripple effect of that gift is so much greater than the gift itself. You have no idea. Let me give you a couple of examples. In Tanzania, I met a group of women in a small village. There, 2 years before I had arrived, they had each received 3 chickens from the Giving Machine. So 30 women, 30 families received 3 chickens. So rather than taking those chickens and just raising them on their own, they decided to, these women pulled together and decided to form a little co-op, a little business. To say that they are in a area that is poor is putting it mildly. There is, it's hard for me to describe life in the bush. But they decided to pull these chickens together. So now they have 90 chickens, okay? 30 times 3 is 90. When I arrived 2 years later, those 90 chickens had become 6,000 chickens. And of those 6,000 chickens, about 4,500 or 5,000 of them are hens. And so they're getting roughly 3,500 to 4,000, 4,500 eggs a day that they can then take to market and sell. And now their children are going to school. Their children are being fed.
Oh my goodness.
These women are becoming business-minded people.
Entrepreneurs.
The community is benefiting.
Oh my God.
In ways that, we think, okay, I'm going to give 3 chickens. Well, there's 3 Sunday dinners. No, it's so much more than that.
6,000 chickens.
Their goal within a year from the time I was there was to have 10,000 chickens. And it's been a couple of years since I've been there. I'm sure that's where they're at. And these women have now become very respected in their village, in their community.
That is an incredible story. Talk about multiplying the loaves and the fishes.
It is. It is. The other amazing thing about this is a donor, when they select an item, that item becomes real personal to them. And that's why it's so important that people go to a machine and feel the spirit at a machine. That's why we don't have an online option. And I was in Kansas City a couple of years ago, and a little boy, maybe 7 years old, had saved his money for Christmas gifts, for him to buy some Christmas gifts. I learned this after the fact. He came to the machine with his mom and decided that he wanted to use his money instead to buy a gift for someone that he didn't know. Mm-hmm. And so he, after looking through the items, he selected a soccer ball. And as he turned around and walked away from the machine, he turned to his mother and he said, "Mom, I wonder who's going to get my ball." Oh. Now, the amazing thing about that little statement is that that ball that he's never touched or ever will touch was his. And he's more excited about who's getting that ball than he is about anything else at that moment. And he's so excited that, Mary or Johnny or, whomever it might be is going to get his ball. Yeah. And so a blanket is that person's blanket, a ball is that person's ball, a hygiene kit. And you make a connection. That donor makes a connection with the receiver. And as I have visited recipients all over the world, without question, they all say, when you go back home, please thank the people that have helped us, that have donated. Not one person that I have met has ever asked for a handout. Mm. They have all asked, just give me a chance. Let me give me a hand up. Mm. What can you do to, I will do the very best I can. I met a young girl in a girls' school in Africa who had received a scholarship to attend school. Oh. And she, I spent the whole day with her and a group of her friends as we were filming them throughout this girls' school. She was the number one student in that school. Mm. At the end of our day, I asked her, what would you like to say to the person who made this possible for you? And she said, I want whoever it is, I want them to know that I'm doing my best and that I'm not going to let them down. And I'm working really, really hard. In fact, her story is on givingmachine.org. And it's, we have a group of stories, about a dozen of them, that highlight certain recipients from around the world. And this is, can't remember the title of it, but it's a girl's education. And I encourage you to go watch it.
Yes, please. All our audience, go to this beautiful site and watch these videos. They're
so inspiring.
So touching. But get a Kleenex and get ready.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, it's just so, but it's such a unique thing that is doing so much good. Who would have thought, like you said at the beginning, it's like,
Yeah.
So original.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's changing lives, not, and again, changing lives all over. We're primarily our machines are in venues where there's, a large concentration of people. So a shopping mall or a Christmas market or something like that. And at times we've had real struggles to get in because this is associated with a faith. And people don't want to be, necessarily picking and choosing faiths. And I can understand that. But what's interesting is in every case where the venue has been, let's say, more than concerned about having us there, they are always the first one in line the next year to put their hat in the ring and want in. We don't proselyte at the Giving Machine. This is not a proselyting effort. This is an opportunity to bring your friends, to bring your family members of other faiths, members of no faith. It doesn't matter. To bring people together and build a community where we are all working together. I met a Catholic priest in Tokyo the other day. He came up to me and he said, I love your church because you do what the rest of us just talked about.
Wow.
And I thought, wow, this is amazing. What a great way to build a community of like-minded followers of Christ, or just like-minded human beings.
So true.
Can you imagine the attitudes and opinions and all the changes that are happening besides the gifts, besides the effort on both sides of the glass, that communities and large groups of people are finding a different attitude toward who we are and what we're trying to do? It's amazing.
Thank you for sharing all of that, because
So
it is.
great.
It's astounding. It's almost incomprehensible.
It is. It is.
Oh, and
I know. I kind of pinch myself.
Yeah, we admire you for doing this, and just being able to be on the grassroots and see what's happening, and thank you for sharing that, because we don't see a lot of that. However, like you just said, go to that site. They have done a beautiful job. They, meaning your social media for the church, and Tom Pratt, right? Have just captured the feeling, and you watch those and you think, we can do this. We can do with just a little bit. And our community is so excited about this. We have so many families that are just like, okay, we are taking our children, we're taking our friends, just like you suggested. We're going down there and we're contributing, and like you said, we take possession of those gifts.
Mm-hmm. There's a scripture that says, by small and simple things are great things brought to pass. Sometimes people think, well, what difference is my $3 gift going to make, or $5 gift? Since 2017, this initiative has raised over $50 million for items. Now, in other ways, for a lot of people, that's a lot of money, and it is. But some people could say, well, you could do a telethon or whatever and raise that within a couple of hours. Yeah, you could, but there's something totally different about this experience, and that's what it is. It's an experience, and it's done by $5, $3, $10 items, not by a few very wealthy individuals. And that's the great thing. The Savior gave us 2 commandments when he was on the earth. Well, he gave a lot, but he said the 2 greatest commandments are to love God and to love your neighbor. And my feeling is, if we can do those 2 things, everything else takes care of itself. And isn't it interesting that next to loving God is to love our neighbor? And what I cannot think of a better way to do that than by such a unique and memorable opportunity as this.
And really, both commandments. I mean, when you're in the service of your fellow beings, you're only in the service of your God.
You're right.
But it really is accomplishing both commandments at once to a great degree.
Yeah.
Such a joyful thing. I mean, let's go. I want to go to a giving machine.
Let's go. Yeah. Oh, thank you so much for being with us and sharing all of that today. We appreciate you so much. We appreciate what you're doing, and all those who are on your teams all over the world. What is fun too, on social media, they have featured different giving machines and those who are kind of heading them up. So they share their witness and their testimony of what is happening on that personal level. And so, just open it up and enjoy looking at what is happening.
And you said this is different than a telethon. Well, it's so individual. It's so personal. It's so intimate. It's every little child, 6 years old, coming up to a machine and saying, I want to give to some other little child.
And who's going to get my ball?
Yeah.
Oh, it's
That's
beautiful.
amazing.
It's beautiful. Is there anything else you'd like to share before we have to close?
No, I'm just so grateful for the support of people worldwide. And it's just astounding to me at how such a simple idea as this has made such a huge difference throughout the world. Yes, we do a lot of good. We being all the donors. The donors are the heroes here, as well as the recipients, because the recipients take those very sacred donations and work hard to make something more out of them. They don't hide or bury that talent. They multiply it.
Yeah, and it's
I need to
beautiful.
tell you with all my heart, I'm going to be thinking about 10,000 chickens and a little girl with a scholarship and heading for a machine.
It's beautiful.
Thanks
It's so
to all our
beautiful.
watchers. Please share this with everyone you know, and let's just continue to do this wonderful thing at Christmas time to bring others closer to Him. And thank you, Karl, for everything you do.
Thank you. Thank you.
It's
Thank
amazing.
you.